Hello everybody, how are you guys and girls doing? I hope very good. I have a question for you. Do you want to take your health to the next level? I think the answer is yes, right? Okay, I got the right formula for you today. So I see a lot of trend and fashion going on out there about bone broth. I think it's fantastic to have bone broth, but even more fantastic, it's having whole broth the right way it was done many millions of years ago. So humans, when they used to hunt the animal, they didn't throw anything out, and most of the times we actually chopped up the whole animal with the bones and everything, and we put it in a pot and we boiled it over the fire, the open fire. So from that tradition comes bone broth, but I'm not sure why people remove the other parts and they leave only the bones. Because if you want your food to be whole, your life to be whole, you gotta eat the whole thing. I mean, at least drink the broth. So I think it's important for you to integrate every part of the animal. In this video, I'm gonna show you how my grandma, she's a hardcore African woman, used to make her broth. So she used to use 3 types of meat and 3 herbs only. That's it. So I will show you. This is bone with marrow. It's cut up bone with the marrow exposed, so when you boil it, the marrow melts and liquefies with the water. Okay, very important. If you can't get your hands on bone with marrow, you can have a knuckle bone or any type of bone is fine. The second part is meat. Either you can have a steak, a marbled steak. I like marbled because it has more fat, and since we're on the ketogenic diet, it's very important to have more fat, as much fat as you can. Or I found this is oxtail. This is delicious, and it has this very distinct, wonderful flavor. When you put it in your whole broth, it changes the flavor completely. Much better flavor. And a little bit of internal organs. I have a little beef liver and pieces of heart. So whatever you can get, you can have liver, intestines, any type of the internal organs. I know a lot of people in America, because it's a more younger country, they're not used to eating internal organs. This is your chance to not eat them, just have the broth. And because the water will pull all the nutrients out of the internal organs. Let me tell you something about internal organs. Most animals, the hunters, the biggest, the top hunters in nature, when they hunt an animal, they eat internal organs first. They are cleaner, they're higher in nutrients, and they leave the carcass to the scavengers. So if an animal is not doing well or sick or has toxicity or ingested something wrong, the toxicity all goes in the flesh. So the flesh is not the cleanest part of the animal, and it's the least nutritious part. Hunters in tribes a long time ago used to get the heart and the internal organs. So if you're a hunter in a tribe, because they were the gatherers, they were the hunters, they were the ladies taking care of the babies, so everyone had their own role. And the hunter, the most important part of the tribe, that's the one that goes and gets the food, he would only eat internal organs. Okay, so that's why this is your chance. This broth is whole. That's why I called it whole broth, because it has everything. It has the meat, it has the bones, and it has the internal organs. Okay, so you do that. You put the bones. This is, I think, 1.5 pounds, with about a 1/2 pound here and a 1/2 pound here. The most important ingredient here is the bone, okay, with the marrow. And 3 herbs. I believe that if you're gonna do whole broth, you need to get your organic ingredients. All these are, I was lucky to get them at a store. These are grass-fed ingredients, meats. And this is organic marjoram, organic tarragon, and organic oregano. Why your ingredients have to be organic? Because you're drinking only the water, the broth, and water will pull everything out of the ingredient that you put in there. if you put toxic ingredients, it'll pull the toxicity out and you'll end up drinking it. So I know that some of us don't have the ability to get organic, but for this special recipe, try your best. Okay, these are not very expensive. These were like $2 or $3 each, so it's not really that big of a deal. Also, when you use them, this is called whole broth. Again, I'm reminding you, you do not chop this up. You leave it the way it is, the whole branch. You just throw it in as is. And most importantly, I know we love salt on the keto diet. Do not use salt on this broth. Why? Because salt is a conservative and a preservative. So what it does, it will not let the nutrients come out. This is how my grandma did it. I mean, everyone has their own theory, and we can logically explain everything in life, you know, if we put enough effort on it. I'm trying to do it the traditional way because science is just catching up to our ancestors right now, trying to explain things that have been done for millions of years. Now we're starting to integrate them. So I trust more tradition and ancestral knowledge than I trust science. So if my grandma didn't put salt, I won't be putting salt. I put it at the end when I drink the broth in the cup, okay? So this is the broth that I made yesterday. What I do is I grab a strainer. This is how I serve myself. This one has knuckle bone. Let me show you. Okay, this is knuckle bone, and you can see the branches and the leaves, whoops, are all here whole, you know? So I let this cook for 3 hours on very high when it was boiling, and then I went to bed and I lowered it on low and I let it cook overnight for another 8 hours. And it's delicious. You can start drinking it from 3 hours on. After boiling for 3 hours, it's almost pretty much ready. You start getting the gelatinous, the thickness in the water. So what I do is I grab the strainer and I just pour myself a little, because there's fat floating and herbs and stuff. I just strain some, and what I do is I grab salt. I love my broth very salty, and I think you do too. And just sip on it all day. This will last you for 3 to 4 days in the fridge. Cool it off before you put it in the fridge. And if you freeze it, it will last for a long time, probably years. So to your health, whole broth. This is so delicious. If you think bone broth is good, try whole broth. It's amazing. You can remove the bones and use them again. Most of the internal organs will melt away and mix with the water, but especially if you use liver. And the meat also, you can take it out and use it and chop it up and eat it in some other recipe. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked this video. Give it a like if you do, and subscribe to my channel. See you soon. Bye.